Edwin Bartholomew, son of the first bishop of Fillmore, Utah, was born 1851 in Salt Lake City, Utah. His father was Noah Willis Bartholomew and his mother Mary Atania Catlin. Edwin had two brothers, Noah and Don, and two sisters, Matilda and Laura. Father, Noah Willis Bartholomew, married two sisters, Mary Atania Catlin and Miranda Catlin. Therefore, Edwin had 5 half-brothers and 2 half-sisters. Their names were George, Lewis, Nielsen, Willis, and Lyman, and his half-sisters' names were Emily and Miranda. Edwin was just a baby when his father, with his 2 wives, came to Fillmore. When Edwin was just a small boy, he acted as an acrobat in his brother's circus. His brother's name was George, and this circus toured all over the country. The Bartholomews all had purebred horses, which they practiced special stunts on so they could perform in the circus. When Edwin was 20, he married Lelia Deseret Lyman, the daughter of Amasa and Maria Louise Lyman, in 1871 in Fillmore, Utah. To them were born 3 daughters and 2 sons. Their names are Lily Gay, Fern, Etta Claire, Retta Lou, and Mark Dantas. This was a very close-knit family. Some of Amos and Lyman's families lived in homes just north of the Big Bridge in Fillmore, while Edwin's fathers, Noah and his 2 wives, and the parents of his 2 wives, which were Samuel and Sally Catlin, lived just south of the bridge on the east side of the road. This big home of Noah Bartholomew's was known as the Bartholomew Inn. This was the gathering place for many special activities in the town and also for the children and grandchildren. Edwin owned many acres of fertile fields on which he raised alfalfa, grain of many kinds, vegetables, and fruits which were the envy of most of the town people. He also raised sheep and cattle. He was an excellent gardener and superior craftsman. He built a substantial 2-story home for his family, which his wife Lelia took great pleasure into making into a real home. Lelia Deseret Lyman was the 6th child of Amasa Lyman and Maria Louise Tanner. She was born in 1852 in the Mormon fort in San Bernardino, California. That was in 1857. The Mormon church received word of the coming of Johnston's army to Utah, and all the missionaries from all different countries of the world, as well as the colonies of the saints in San Bernardino, were called back to Utah. Amos and Lyman and his family were called from San Bernardino to come to Salt Lake, which took them 45 days, and they arrived on May 30th, 1857. After the trouble between the Johnston's army and the Mormons were settled, Amasa was called on a mission to Europe. When he returned, Brigham Young sent Amasa and his family to Fillmore. Lelia and had 2 brothers and 3 sisters, and she and the 2 younger sisters walked all the way to Fillmore. Amos and Lyman had 8 wives, 37 children. Thus the wives and children had to do all they could do in their power to help provide for each other. All 8 of the children of Amasa and Maria Louise Tanner were born before they moved to Fillmore. In 1863, Amasa built a home on Main Street just north of the bridge, crossing Chalk Creek. One of Amos and Lyman's wives died, leaving 6 children, and Louisa Marie took care of these extra children, and Lelia Deseret, her daughter, helped her in all the daily chores. When Lelia was 19 years old, she married Edwin Bartholomew, son of Noah Willis and Mary Atania Bartholomew. In 1871, this couple had 5 children, and their names were Lelia, born 1872, Fern, 1874, Etta Claire, born 1875, Retta Lou, born 1878, Mark Dantas, born 1883. The children attended the Presbyterian school, which was held in this old state house in Fillmore. There's a picture in the slideshow of them standing in front of this old state house. Edwin built a 2-story brick home for his large family. situated on the west side of Main Street, just as the road comes into Fillmore. All 5 of the children were married except for Mark when Lelia took pneumonia and died on 1904, and is buried in Fillmore Cemetery. Lelia was an excellent homemaker, devoted and loving wife, and beloved neighbor and friend, whose children fairly worshiped their talented and lovable mother. She was truly missed.